If you've been watching my channel for any period of time, you know that I love fantasy. And when I tell you I have some good ones today, let's get right into it. Hola mi gente, MsMalcolmHughes here. Welcome back. Today we are discussing the newest fantasy books in my collection. They're so good. So first up we have, and let's talk about this book. Let's talk about the cover. Let's talk about the sprayed edges. We have Immortal Dark by Tijus Hirma, not sure. But this cover is stunning. Also, let's talk about the sprayed edges, but here, no soul can enter without an invitation. So before we even get into the description, just have a stunning book. When you open it up, gorgeous. Good old library checkout card, if you remember. And then, come on, talk about a book. Seek mind above blood, and if you must bleed, use it as ink. Let's stop fanning over the book, and let's actually talk about what it's about. Alas Eris, a soulless vampire, a secret drenched in blood. It began long before my time, but something has always hunted our family. Orphan heiress Kaiden Adan grew up far from the arcane society she was born into, where human bloodlines gain power through vampire companionship. When her sister June disappears, Kaiden is convinced a vampire stole her, the very vampire bound to their family, the cruel yet captivating Suseños Sagad. To find June, Kaiden must infiltrate the elite Uxley University, where she must survive living with Suseños, even as he does everything he can to drive her away. It doesn't matter that Suseños' wickedness speaks to Kaiden's own violent nature and tempts her to surrender to a life of darkness. She must find her sister and kill Suseños at all costs. When a murder mirroring June's disappearance shakes Uxley, Kaiden sinks further into the ruthless underworld of vampires, risking her very soul. There she discovers a centuries-old threat, and June could be at the center of it. To save her sister, Kaiden must bring Uxley to his knees and either break free from the horrors of her own actions or embrace the dark entanglements of love and the blood it requires. A lot going on. I hope that it's a beautiful execution, and I can't wait to read it. All right, next up, this one, funny. It was recommended to me, and then I saw it pop up on a list of books that you should read, new fantasy. Then I saw it pop up again as arguably the best fantasy book to come out of the UK since, I don't know, they were comparing it to George R.R. Martin. Listen, in Tolkien-esque levels, we will see, okay? But then the thing that made me pick it up, because I had it on my list to get eventually, I was walking in Target, and I look to my right, on the not even at the book section, I haven't made it there yet, randomly on a shelf is this book right in front of me, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna get it. I hope that I love it, because I feel like it was hunting me to get it. That is Impossible Creatures by Catherine Rundle. People are saying this book is amazing. I do think the cover is pretty. Let's see what the book is giving. Of course, we have a map. The book itself, okay, it has a dragon. It's pretty. But let's see what it's about. That is one of the nice things about fantasy books, right? You get some very nice looking books. It says, the day that Christopher rescued a drowning baby griffin from a hidden lake would change his life forever. It's the day he learned about the archipelago, a cluster of unmapped islands where magical creatures of every kind have thrived for thousands of years until now. And it's the day he met Mal, a girl on the run in desperate need of his help. Mal and Christopher embark on a wild adventure, racing from island to island, searching for someone who can explain why the magic is fading and why magical creatures are suddenly dying. They consult sphinxes, battle kraken, and negotiate with dragons. But the closer they get to the dark truth of what's happening, the clearer it becomes. No one can fix this. If the archipelago is to be saved, Mal and Christopher will have to do it themselves. Not gonna lie, that sounded good. That does sound good. So I'm hoping this lives up to all of the hype. Okay, this one, I'm so excited to finally have gotten it off of my list of books to purchase. It is much smaller than I anticipated, so this will end up being a very quick read. But I remember reading the description and it just sounded so good. So I'm so excited to finally have it. And that is The Lies of the Ajungo by Moses Ose Utomi. So it was very much giving me the cover. Oh, that's so nice. If you turn it up, you can see the guy. So that's beautiful. It put me in the mindset of The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. When I saw it, just did. I don't think the books are similar at all, but just this image immediately took me there. Okay. Sometimes I like to see how the books look without the covers, because I do really like hardback, but just to see what we're protecting. All right, this is what it says. Prepare to enter the forever desert. They say there is no water in the city of lies. They say there are no heroes in the city of lies. They say there are no friends beyond the city of lies. But would you believe what they say in the city of lies? In the city of lies, they cut out your tongue when you turn 13 to appease the terrifying Ajungo Empire and make sure it continues sending water. Tutu will be 13 in 3 days, but his parched mother won't last that long. So Tutu goes to his Oba and makes a deal. She provides water for his mother. In exchange, he will travel out into the desert and bring back water for the city. Thus begins Tutu's quest for the salvation of his mother, his city, and himself. I believe this is just the first introduction into what I believe to be a series. Either way, this sounded really good, and I can't wait to delve in. Okay, this next one should come as no surprise. And before you all say anything, because I have 2 of the same version of the book and I haven't read it yet, I have started it. I've read 40 pages. And I like it enough to know that I was going to want the other edition. And the other edition has an additional chapter, and I like all the information. So hopefully this will live up to, 1, all of the hype. But in addition to that, 2, what I felt when I first started reading this book. I hope that it lives up to that feeling and she carries it all the way through. This should be no surprise. The book that I'm discussing is The Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. You've seen it, you know it, but I'm still going to read the description for those of you who might not. Okay, we got another map. No super pretty cover, but nice enough. All right, this is what the book is about. 20-year-old Violet Sorrengail was supposed to enter the scribe quadrant, living a quiet life among books and history. Now, the commanding general, also known as her tough-as-Talon's mother, has ordered Violet to join the hundreds of candidates striving to become the elite of Navarre dragon riders. But when you're smaller than everyone else and your body is brittle, death is only a heartbeat away, because dragons don't bond to fragile humans. They incinerate them. With fewer dragons willing to bond than cadets, most would kill Violet to better their own chances of success. The rest would kill her just for being her mother's daughter. Like Zayden Ryerson, the most powerful and ruthless wing leader in the Riders Quadrant. She'll need every edge her wits can give her just to see the next sunrise. Yet, with every day that passes, the war outside grows more deadly, the kingdom's protective wars are failing, and the death tolls continue to rise. Even worse, Violet begins to suspect leadership is hiding a terrible secret. Friends, enemies, lovers, everyone at Bagskiaf War College has an agenda. Because once you enter, there are only 2 ways out: graduate or die. Oh, that just, live for that. Live for that level of drama, intensity, fantasy, world building, complexity. I hope it continues to live up to my expectations. And with that, next we have this exclusive holiday edition of The Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. And I won't read it again, but here's the inside. Let's see the cover. Again, nothing about the cover, but we do have these intense dark edges. And I love this cover. Bordeaux with black can just be so stunning, and it gives a completely different vibe than the first book. Oh, yes. So nothing new here. Not going to read the description again, but I know this is supposed to have an additional chapter, so looking forward to that. The next book I have, and I really hope I did not play myself by getting this already, but if I feel the way I think and hope I'm going to feel about it, I didn't want to have to wait, and that is Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. So this is book 2 in the series. Book 3 either just came out or is coming out soon. So here's the inside, the map. Same book, different cover. And this one reads, oh, I can't read this one. I'm not reading this one. I can't because I'm going to spoil it for myself. So just know that I also have this one. I don't want any spoilers from the first one. So those are the new fantasy that I have right now that I've come to share. Let me know what y'all are reading down in the comment section. More reviews, more books, more all of it coming to the channel. Also soon you'll be able to vote for the nonfiction book that you want me to read in November. That's probably already up on the community tab by the time you all see this video. So definitely run over, check it out. I will have a video up, hopefully it's already up, of the options where I'm reading them and letting you know what they're about so you know what you're voting on. So check into all of that. Until next time, I am MsMalcolmHughes, one who believes that books are sometimes better than people. Please remember to give time, be kind to each other, and to have the very best day of your life on purpose. Don't take any day for granted. Give it all you got, and just give yourself the grace and time to see your dreams and desires through. That is it for me, y'all. I will see y'all in the next one. Peace. Odavo. Adios. Ciao.